Let me tell you a story that starts like a joke, turns into a mystery, and ends with a lesson every man needs to hear. This story takes place in a small African village where the sun burns hot, the food is spicy, and the people talk they talk a lot. But no one talked more than a young man named Kwame. Kwame was handsome. Tall, strong, a smile brighter than firelight. But his mouth? His mouth did not have an off switch. He talked when cooking, he talked when farming, he talked while people were trying to sleep. And the worst part? He thought everyone else talked too much, especially women. Every evening under the big baobab tree, he told his friends, "Women these days talk too much. I need a wife who will be quiet. A wife who will listen. A wife who won't argue." The whole village laughed at him. Even his mother called him foolish. But Kwame was determined. He wanted the quietest woman in all of Africa. And so, the search began. Girl after girl was brought to him by his poor mother. Adai corrected him, politely rejected. Fatu asked one tiny question, rejected. Amina suggested desert people already had sand, rejected. He even rejected a girl for blinking too much. The village children made songs about him. The elders shook their heads. His friends avoided him. But Kwame kept searching. One hot afternoon, a stranger arrived, an old woman, and her niece, Akosua. And when Akosua walked into the village, time paused. She was breathtaking. But the real mystery? She never spoke. Not one word. She only smiled, nodded, and moved like a gentle breeze. The old woman explained that Akosua had taken a vow of silence years ago. She believed words were powerful, and she would only speak again when she found someone worth breaking her vow for. Kwame nearly fainted from excitement. A silent woman. My dream has come true. He dressed in his best clothes and rushed to court her. Every day he visited, bringing gifts and talking non-stop. Akosua listened quietly, smiling, nodding at just the right moments. Kwame was convinced. She is perfect. She understands me. The village elders exchanged worried glances. But Kwame didn't care. He announced the biggest wedding the village had ever seen. The celebration was grand, music, dancing, food everywhere. Akosua looked like a goddess. She said her vows through gestures, still silent, still mysterious. And Kwame gave a 45-minute speech about how he had finally found a quiet, obedient wife. The elders muttered, "May God have mercy on this boy." On the 7th day of marriage, Kwame returned home to find everything rearranged, perfectly organized. He confronted Akosua, confused. She handed him a note. "Your system was inefficient. You wasted 23 minutes daily. I fixed it. You're welcome." Kwame froze. "You can write." Akosua nodded and continued cooking. The next morning, he found a thick notebook on his pillow. Every page contained everything he had said, every lie, every exaggeration corrected with evidence, diagrams, calculations, improvements. The final page hit him hardest. "You talk 18,000 words a day. Only 5% are useful. You never once asked about me. You wanted an audience, not a wife." Kwame felt his soul leave his body. From that day forward, Akosua destroyed him, politely, with notes. He claimed women were bad at math. She fixed his financial errors and saved him from debt. He bragged about training her. She left notes exposing embarrassing secrets. Even his uncle found a note saying, "He still sleeps with a teddy bear named Mr. Cuddles." Kwame suffered. The village laughed. But something unexpected happened. Kwame began to learn. He listened more. Talked less. Implemented her advice. Improved his farm. Improved his business. Improved himself. For the first time in his life, he sat next to Akosua in silence and felt peace. One evening he asked, "Why did you marry me? You're brilliant. You could have anyone. Why me? Akojua wrote. I saw a good heart buried under noise. I needed someone who could learn to listen. You needed someone who could teach you without speaking. 1 year later, on their anniversary, Akojua sat beside him holding their newborn son. And she spoke. Her voice was soft, warm, and powerful. He needs to hear both his parents' voices. My vow has served its purpose. You have become a man worth speaking to. Queen cried. The man who talked too much finally found words worth saying. You taught me to listen. And you taught me to love. Today, villagers still tell the story of Kwem the talker and Akojua the silent strength. Parents teach their sons humility. Women teach their daughters wisdom. Couples learn that a marriage doesn't need a quiet wife or a loud husband. It needs partners who listen to each other. And sometimes on quiet nights, you can still find Kwem and Akojua sitting together. Sometimes talking. Sometimes silent. Always communicating. If you think Kwem and Akojua's journey ends here, you're wrong. Their story is only just beginning. What happened next shocked the entire village, and it will shock you too. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Do you think Akojua is innocent, or does she know more than she's saying? Your answer might just reveal the truth in the next episode.